Welcome back to another BMKN Sports podcast. I'm Coy Nixon.
And I'm Braden Mathis. And our weekly sponsor will be Clark County FCA, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. We meet bi-monthly, meeting in the morning. Meetings consist of getting together as a group, devotions, and planning out rest of the month with ice cream bar where we fundraise money from other organizations. Game days every month on Sundays at 6. Always have a different speaker come in and give a devotion. Anybody can join. With any questions, you can contact our sponsor, Mrs. Hannah Ross, or one of the three huddle leaders, Aaron Bash, Hope Ross, and Abby Plinge.
Now we're going to move on to the Clark County Indians football season. Unfortunately, it came to an end last Friday. We ended the season with a 5-6 record, with wins coming off against Scotland, Princeton, Highland, Palmyra, and Montgomery County. The losses of the season were Macon, South Shelby, Centralia, Brookfield, Monroe City, and Bowling Green. We had 8 all-conference players: Lucas Edelman, second-team defensive back; Braden Mathis, second-team defensive line; Drew Holstead, first-team linebacker; Wyatt Randall, second-team defensive end; Colin Hunziker, second-team return specialist; Camden Moores, honorable mention O-line; Clint Chamley, first-team O-line; and Johnny Shen, second-team running back and punter.
All right, now going into the NFL and our predictions. Starting off with tonight's Thursday Night Football, Falcons and the Panthers. I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers because of certain reasons. I mean, they're in probably the easiest conference to win this year, and the Buccaneers really don't look dominant at all. So, who do you got?
I believe I'm going to take the Panthers as well. I'm just not confident in the Falcons, so I'm going to stick with the Panthers.
Then we got probably the most shocking team this year, the Seattle Seahawks, playing another very bad team, the Buccaneers. The Seahawks have been so good. Geno Smith is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. I'm taking them.
I'm going to take the Seahawks. They're looking hot this year. The Bucs are really struggling with a record of, what's their record now?
3-4, I think.
3-4.
Yeah, they are 4-5. They just came off a win versus, I believe, the Packers? No, it was the Rams. They came back in the fourth quarter.
Yep, with a last couple second touchdown from Tom Brady.
Then we have the Lions and the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears because Justin Fields last week ran all over the – who'd they play? They played the Dolphins? Yeah, they played the Dolphins.
Played the Dolphins. Still lost, but, they had a really good showing.
Yeah.
With Chase Claypool now in his –
But the Lions also coming off a win against Aaron Rodgers.
The Packers have been struggling. The Lions did have a good showing last week, but I'm still going to stick with the Bears. Justin Fields having Chase Claypool in his pocket now at receiver. I feel like they could do some damage along with Fields running the ball like he did last week.
The Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins, I don't think it's going to be easy for the Browns to win this one.
No, I'm definitely going to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, me too.
Deshaun Watson's still out for the Browns on his suspension, so they really don't have that key leader in their team right now. So the Dolphins are definitely going to win this one.
Well, next is the Broncos and the Titans.
Got to go with the Titans. The Broncos are struggling, but so are the Titans. Titans came off a tough loss against the Chiefs last weekend, but they're looking to bounce back. I have full confidence in them beating the Broncos. I know you're a Broncos fan though, so I know you're going to pick the Broncos. But
I am going to take the Broncos, but I have reason. Coming off a bye week, they rested up the whole week. Russell Wilson's been fighting the rookie tight end Greg Dulcich, however you say it, a lot, and he's looking really dominating as a tight end, even in his rookie year. And I think Latavius Murray, a free agent signing for us, has been really good. So I think the Broncos can bounce back if they play really good defense against Derrick Henry.
The Vikings versus the Bills. The Bills coming off a tough loss against the Jets last weekend.
But Josh Allen played bad.
Yeah, definitely still going to go with the Bills over the Vikings just because I think we both know how big of a threat and how dominating they are against other teams.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Bills. Next, we have the Texans and the Giants. I'm taking the Giants. They're really good this year. Saquon Barkley looks very good, healthy. So
definitely going to go with the Giants. The Texans still aren't having a very good year. The Giants still looking hot. They're going to put a big win on the Texans this week.
Pretty obvious. Chiefs. Really, the only team that can compete with them is obviously Tennessee and Buffalo. But I'm going to take them over the Jags all day.
I'm going to take the Chiefs, of course. Them being my team, they're going to beat the Jags with a big win, I'm hoping. A little recap of last week's game for the Chiefs versus the Titans. The Chiefs barely squeaked by with a 20-17 win. For the Titans, Malik Willis was 5 for 16 in completion passes, and he had 80 yards. Derrick Henry, their rushing, had 17 carries, 115 yards. He had a 6.8 average with 2 touchdowns, and his longest run last Sunday was 56 yards. Malik Willis was actually their second highest rusher last week with 8 carries, 40 yards, and a longest rush of 17 yards. Patrick Mahomes was 43 for 68 with 446 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. For the Kansas City rushing last week, Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher. When you throw almost 70 times in a football game, it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for them to run the ball, especially when your quarterback is your best rusher with 6 carries, 63 yards, and a longest rush of 20 yards. And our starter, well, I wouldn't call them starters, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Isaiah Pacheco, being our top 2 running backs, along with Jerick McKinnon. Clyde only had 4 carries for 5 yards. Pacheco was 5 carries for 5 yards, and McKinnon was 3 carries for 4 yards. So they're not. They don't even add up to be close to what Patrick Mahomes ran for this week. But as of receiving for the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, leading them with 10 receptions, 106 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster coming in second with 10 receptions, 88 yards. And Mecole Hardman with 6 receptions, 79 yards. Those are the top 3 receivers for the week, and he had 1 touchdown.
Saints-Steelers. I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints. The Steelers' defense has struggled without T.J. Watt. Who do you got?
I want to say Steelers, but, with T.J. Watt being out with a pectoral injury, definitely going to have to go with the Saints here.
Surprisingly, I'm going to go with AFC West rival, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ever since Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers split up, they've both been struggling this season. With Davante Adams having Derek Carr as his new quarterback, I feel like this year he's really been trying to figure out
get their chemistry together.
Yeah, Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers were together for so long, and now he's kind of having to figure out a new quarterback and get used to him. And I feel like this year is really just a rebuilding year. They'll be pretty solid next year, but I'm definitely going to go with the Raiders over the Colts here.
Next, the Rams and the Cardinals. The Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, don't look very intimidating right now. I'm taking the Cards.
They really don't.
Yeah. Aaron Donald does not look as good as he used to be.
Yeah, the Rams, they're coming off a loss against the Bucs last week. The Bucs beat them in the about the last minute of the game last week, and I don't know. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. The Rams defense really needs to step up, though.
Matthew Stafford does, too. Next, we've got the Packers and the Cowboys. Taking the Cowboys. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
Packers lost to the Lions last week, 15-9. Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions, I think, to one player, Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be close. I think the Cowboys are going to sweep them.
Definitely going to go with the Cowboys. I feel like it's actually going to be it should be, in my opinion, a big win for the Cowboys over the Packers because of how bad the Packers are struggling this year. Not only just the Packers are struggling, but Aaron Rodgers, without his old teammate Devontae Adams being on the Raiders now, but that was also his favorite target the last couple of years, and he's having to spread the ball around more and really struggling with that.
Next, we have the Chargers and the Niners. I'm going to take the Niners. I feel like it's just an easy win for them. They're really just a good team. Unfortunately, I don't think Deebo Samuel's back. But the Chargers and the AFC West have just been struggling this year pretty bad. So, what do you got?
They have been struggling, Justin Herbert's still a really good quarterback, still trying to do his thing. Definitely going to have to go with the 49ers, though.
And we've got the only undefeated team, and the Eagles versus the Commanders. Jalen Hurts looks so good. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Definitely, without a doubt, you got to go with the Eagles here. Just how hot they are this year, and they're undefeated. I mean, everyone's looking to knock off that undefeated team, of course, but just with how well they are working this year, definitely going to have to go with the Eagles.
Next, I'm going to go with the game of the week. I think it's going to be the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. The Vikings, 7-1, the best year they've had for a while, and the Bills looking to get revenge after a pretty tough loss. Josh Allen probably not going to be looking to have another bad game. The Bills lost to the Jets last week by a field goal. Josh Allen threw 3 picks. So the game of the week, I think, will be the Vikings and the Bills. The Bills coming off a hard loss against the New York Jets. Josh Allen's not one of those players that's going to lie down and take it. He's going to get back up. He's going to be a lot better for next week. I personally love the Bills. The reason they lost was definitely because Josh Allen threw 2 picks, and he knows that. Played a really good defense in the Jets, something we haven't seen before from them specifically. But the Vikings, however, they're coming off a pretty big win against the Washington Commanders. Actually, a video posted, Kirk Cousins dancing in their jet on the way home. Mr. You like that.
Yeah.
Coming off a field goal win over the Commanders. That giving up 17 points to the Bills, it's going to be – you're going to have to stop the offense is what I'm saying. You can't let the Bills score more than 17 points if you're going to win this game. So
Correct. Thank you for tuning into the BMKM Sports Podcast. Tune in next time.